to Sports Talk, the podcast where we discuss every kind of sport, ranging from football to baseball to basketball to even cricket. I'm your host, Thomas Dupuy.
And I'm John Suriano.
He's got it. He's got it. 20, 10. He's got it. End zone. Touchdown Titans. Fitzgerald inside the 30, the 20.
If he scores, it's over.
It's insane. It's a miracle. Tennessee has pulled a miracle. A miracle for the Titans.
The Bears block it. Chester picked it up. Chester's running. Chester's going to score. And the Packers win it.
Welcome back. Today's episode is tackling issues in the NFL. Let's get started with the first topic. With the recent loss of Damar Hamlin, the Bills have played an exceptional first-round game. Do you believe that Damar Hamlin had an impact on any of it?
I think he definitely inspired the team and also very much so the fans to drive through the playoffs and to play better. I think they really want to win this for him.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they had that opening kickoff drive, and that was pretty amazing. I really believe that.
So there's been a lot of confusion with his injury. Everyone's talking about it.
Right.
But just watching it as an average person or just, your average sports fan, it seems like, he's a healthy guy, he's playing the game, and then suddenly he gets hit and he doesn't get back up. So you're a football player yourself. Can you help shed some light on what happened?
So what I think what happened is he just got hit, bad timing, everything. His heart was beating. I think he just got hit at the perfect time to where his heart skipped that beat, and it just automatically took his breath away. Honestly, it feels like you got the wind knocked out of you. I'm not going to lie. When you get hit sometimes and you don't come back up, it's a scary feeling because you don't know what's going to happen. It's tiring, especially since you played a long game like that. Your breath is just out of there. You don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. And that's in my opinion. I think that's what happened because he got up for a second, meaning he was like, all right, I'm cool, and then it just hit him all of a sudden. It hit him real quick. So I think that's what honestly happened.
Yeah. Very scary to think something that. That something fatal could happen in the game of football because, football is a contact sport. It gets dangerous, but you never think that you could possibly die playing that game. So very scary. I think it opened a lot of people's eyes to
definitely. I mean, you're playing a sport that you love, and it can just be taken away in an instant. It's definitely scary, for sure.
I wonder how he'll be able to recover not only physically but mentally from that, if he'll be able to get back on the field.
Definitely. Yeah.
So how do you think the Bills' chances are they're going to be actually going up against the Bengals again in the divisional game? How do you think they're going to do?
So, first of all, they have Josh Allen. Josh Allen's a great quarterback. Joe Burrow, obviously another great quarterback. He's young. Joe Burrow has been to the playoffs multiple times. So I believe Josh Allen has, maybe a couple times. Or maybe not. I don't know. I could be tripping. Both, it's experience versus experience too. The Bills obviously have something that motivates them a little bit more,
right? Because
with the recent loss of Damar Hamlin, you're gonna want to win. You're gonna want to continue for him. You're gonna want to take it to the Super Bowl. However, it's the Bills we're talking about.
Right, they have a track record.
They have
fumbling the playoffs.
Yeah, it's not the best. So definitely. There's a shot because you have that motivation. It keeps you driving. It keeps you alive. However, I don't think that they will actually win against the Bengals, specifically for the Bengals' defense is stacked as of right now. I think the quarterback, Joe Burrow, is elite. I think he has great protection. Definitely going to be heavy in the run and pass game, mainly pass, I believe. Ultimately, if we're looking at statistics, I think that Bengals will take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's hear your playoff predictions. Who do you think's going to the Super Bowl and who do you think's winning?
Okay, so I'm a Cowboys fan. Okay. This recent week, we did great against Tom Brady. Let's see. We're in the wild card. I'm hoping that we take it to the Super Bowl. However, that's not likely. I'm looking at it statistics-wise.
Right.
So who all is left in it, actually, is the Bengals versus the Bills, the Jacksonville Jaguars versus Kansas City, New York Giants versus the Eagles, and Dallas versus the 49ers. I don't think that we will take the 49ers. I don't. I mean, they have Deebo Samuel, they have Christian McCaffrey, and they have Brock Purdy. He's a great quarterback. He hasn't lost yet as of right now. New York Giants versus the Eagles. I think the Eagles take it, obviously. They have a great record. Not too sure on who would win that game. Eagles are kind of iffy right now. Kansas City versus Jaguars. I think Kansas City takes it. But it is possible because Trevor Lawrence on Jaguars is crazy. Bro had 4 picks in a game and still came back. That's wild. Do you know how tough mentally you have to be with that?
I don't. But...
You throw a pick, dude, every single drive, and you just got to brush it off like it's nothing.
Man.
Keep in mind, you're a professional football player.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That was a very impressive comeback.
I think so as well, too. I thought the Chargers I turned it off in like the second quarter. Bills and Bengals, I think Bengals will take it. So that'll move on. Then it'll be Bengals and Chiefs. I think out of them, I think Joe Burrow takes it as well. Okay. So it'll be the Bengals in the Super Bowl, and then most likely 49ers go up against the Eagles. That could go either way. That definitely could go either way. If we do see the 49ers versus the Bengals, I'm going to take the 49ers. I think the 49ers have a great offense and defense.
Okay.
Enough to, take on Joe Burrow. If the Eagles take it to the Super Bowl, I'm going to have to still go with the Bengals. Regardless, I think the Bengals will take it. They're an elite offense. They have an elite defense. They have a young quarterback, a great quarterback who has plenty of game experience and from LSU.
Right.
And even now, I mean, he's been to the Super Bowl. It's like nothing now.
Yeah, I am quite the Joe Burrow fan.
Yeah.
Because I'm a massive LSU fan. So I'm hoping he wins because he will be the first, if he does win the Super Bowl, he would be the first player to get the Heisman, a national championship, and the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That would be pretty cool to see.
It will be crazy. It's man, that is wild. He's young too. That's what I like.
And he came off of a massive injury.
Yeah.
His first year in the NFL.
Exactly.
And
so he wasn't even 100%.
Right.
Now he's 100%. He has something to prove.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would say Bengals take it in the Super Bowl.
That's John Suriano's official opinion. Let's take it to the streets, see what some normal folk of the world think's going to happen. What is your Super Bowl / playoff predictions right now?
Joe be on top. No one else. Only him. Forever and ever. That's my predictions. And then Brock Purdy's gonna be there too. He's gonna beat the Cowboys and whoever else put his butt in front of him.
So for the last two, you think it's gonna be?
It's gonna be Bengals and 49ers. Joe be on top. Like I said, he's too cold. He's too icy. That offense is nasty.
You got a final score prediction?
Final score, I'm running that whole 36-27. That's it.
Okay, Nick. Why don't you go ahead and tell me your predictions for the 2023 NFL playoffs and Super Bowl?
Well, I'm not that well versed on the total playoff picture, but I don't know if that makes me less qualified to say that my Super Bowl prediction will be Niners and the Bengals. I think Niners are gonna not win. I think Bengals are gonna win on this one. I think Brock Purdy's too new, too inexperienced. They also don't have Deebo Samuel, their number one wide receiver. I think Joe Burrow is going to take last year's Super Bowl, and he's gonna learn from that. And I think they're going to come out on top. I think would the Niners have to beat the Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that their next matchup?
Mm.
Yeah. So I think they're going to beat the Cowboys.
Well, they have to beat the Cowboys and then another team.
Another team, yeah. Well, they're going to beat that other team, and they're going to beat the Cowboys.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have a score prediction for the Super Bowl?
Score. This one, I think this one's going to be high offense, high scoring, guns a-blazing. I think it's going to be 35-46 Bengals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow, that was fascinating. Great to hear all those takes. So, we saw the Cowboys play the Buccaneers. The Cowboys won, which John's very happy about.
I am. Yes, I am. We beat the 50-year-old man.
Exactly. Tom Brady, the oldest man in football. I don't know if that's true. Probably.
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, this man is 50 years old playing football.
Regarded by many as the greatest of all time. But is he too old? That is the million-dollar question. What do you think, John?
I honestly don't know. I mean, he said he was going to retire last year. Mm-hmm. This man was 40-some years old, retiring with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in his prime. I don't know how you're 40 years old and you're still in your prime. He was amazing. And then on top of that, he made it to another playoff round.
Yeah.
But I do think that he wasn't fully there mentally that game. So I think definitely his mentality of, always winning is definitely starting to die down.
Yeah. But also, he doesn't have much left to lose. He's left his wife and chosen football over family. So I could see him just leaving it all out there on the field. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up dying playing football.
I wouldn't be surprised either. I mean, I'm sure he loves the sport. Mm-hmm. After all, he has played for a while.
Very long. He's been in the NFL longer than he hasn't been. Mm-hmm. Like, he's spent more days in the NFL than days from his birth to being drafted.
Yeah, exactly. I hope he retires. I really do. I really wanted him to retire when he was in his prime, back when he was with the Patriots. I feel like that would have been more memorable.
Right.
If he does decide to retire with Tampa Bay, I'm sure a lot of people will respect it. He's elite. He's a great player.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. There's no question about that. I think he deserves a lot of respect, actually, because his mentality was always to win games, take it to the Super Bowl, and he's never given up.
Yeah.
He's never given up. That's for sure. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, we are Houstonians here.
For sure.
Recording this podcast in Houston. Now, while John may be a Cowboys fan, we're constantly surrounded by many Texans fans.
And
if you know literally anything about professional football, you know that the Texans are the worst team to do it. So let's talk to some of those Texans fans and see how they want to express their frustration.
For sure, definitely.
We're here with lifelong Texans fan, David Martinez. David, tell us how you feel about the Texans in the state that they are today.
Okay, so like you said, I am a lifelong Texans fan. I've been supporting them ever since I laid my eyes on football. And, I've watched them throughout the years. And this year just felt so different from the rest. We've been a mediocre team for a while now, but this year was like a failure. Like, absolutely. The franchise is going downhill, with all the stuff that happened like the last couple of years with Deshaun Watson and the allegations. And then we traded DeAndre Hopkins away for a freaking washed up running back that served us no good. He's not even on the team anymore. All this stuff plus bad coaching hires and a horrible owner, a horrible GM, Bill O'Brien. I can't forget Bill O'Brien. All of this has amounted to this horrible season. We went like what was the record? Like 2-13, 2-14-1, something like that. So obviously, I think it's not the record-wise. It's tied for the worst season in our franchise history, I think. But yeah, no, it was horrible this year, and I couldn't even watch the games. It's just I turned them on for a little bit, but then I just shut them off because I couldn't watch.
So how did you feel about that last game against the Colts and the outcome of that game?
Oh, man. I can't tell you.
I mean, think about it. I mean, you literally lost the first round pick to the Chicago Bears.
I know, man.
Out of all teams, you lost to the Chicago Bears.
Okay, so look, like, I remember, like, I was in church, bro. Like, I was at church, and, like, I was watching the game. Like, I had it on my phone. I was watching the last couple of minutes, and, like, the play where they went for two. They went for two. Like, I don't know why they went for two. They really just wanted to win the game. And they got the game-winning touchdown, like, on a 4th and 20, which is insane. Like, why couldn't you do that on, like, a play that matters? But no.
Ready play.
Yeah. So I saw them convert the 2-point conversion, and I was like, yeah, I shut it off, and I just went back to hearing the freaking preacher because I just wanted to forget what happened. And I was like, yeah, Bears getting number 1 pick. We lost the whole season. We were the worst team in the league.
I wouldn't say that. I'd say you are the worst team in the league.
Okay, but I don't know. That game just disappointed me. Like, I hope that we still get, the player we want on the draft, but it pissed me off. It pissed me off really bad.
Did your preacher give you any words of encouragement?
Well, he obviously didn't know what was going on. He's this freaking Hispanic preacher, so he doesn't really care, but it didn't work. Whatever he said, it didn't work, because the rest of the day, I was just mad.
So, John, when you say best worst team, what exactly do you mean by that? Because that's kind of an interesting way to describe a team.
They, like I said, they have the potential to win games. They have a great defense. They have a great offense. I think personally, they have a good QB. I like Driscoll. That's going to be very controversial. Contradiction. I don't
Driscoll.
Controversial.
Controversial. Thank you. I'm sorry. I think Driscoll was a better QB than Mills personally.
I mean, I could say that too.
I could see that. I like the way they utilize him for sure. But ultimately, it comes down definitely to the management decisions for each team, for every team.
Yeah.
Because some of the decisions were just so unwise. I mean, you had a quarterback, Driscoll, like I said, who, when they were playing up against the Cowboys, who, they alternated QBs, and Driscoll was actually doing a number on the Dallas defense. And so far, I think Driscoll was pretty much the only one who could actually pass and score touchdowns.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing any Davis Mills. Sorry, I don't remember seeing Davis Mills with the touchdown at all. Running back was
Damian
fine.
Pierce.
Yeah, he's fine.
I think Damian Pierce. He's for sure the number 1 best player on our team now. Even though he's a rookie, he had a great season. I think he rushed over 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The Texans don't have a bad team.
Yeah, it's probably coaching. I don't know what's wrong with this team.
I think it's definitely coaching.
Yeah.
So you think if the players stayed exactly the same, but just better management came in, the Texans become
they would have
team?
they would have a better record.
Definitely.
For sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. I don't know. What's his name?
So do you think... Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, it's okay.
Do you think the draft could even really help if management doesn't get better?
Well, the draft, I think, would... I mean, if you get better players,
right,
you're obviously going to get a little bit better, but no, if you still have that same coaching staff...
I'd have to disagree with you. I really do, because no matter what, you're all professionals. You're literally all professionals. You made it to that league. You can do it. You gotta be you got to play better. You got to work harder. You got to you just got to play better.
Well,
yes, one player can help, but they say one player don't make the whole team.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah. Like, I think what matters is the coaching staff. Like, I'm very happy to hear that. We fired. What's his name? I keep forgetting the coach's name. What the hell is his name? Lovie Smith. Lovie Smith.
Yeah.
I'm glad he got fired. I mean, I feel kind of bad, but I mean, he was trash. But Lovie Smith, and I hope we fire our GM Nick Casario because he's been making super terrible decisions for the last 3 years, and it's been like this. He's like, he hires a head coach, and he's like, guys, I promise you, this is gonna work. But gets fired next year, guys, I promise you, this is gonna work. Gets fired. And then, now this year again, he promises, hey, we're going to find a good head coach, blah, blah, blah. I don't really believe it. I feel like, whoever we hire, we might hire someone good like Sean Payton.
I was just about to get into that. I was about to say there are rumors that Sean Payton had already completed an interview with the Texans.
Yeah.
Do you think he can make a huge impact for the Texans?
I think he would make a perfect candidate, and it would be perfect for us. Like, I feel like with incoming rookie players, he could develop them right. And with the success he had in New Orleans, I think he could bring it over here. He's probably our top candidate for head coach right now. So I'm hoping we might get him. Even if we have to trade a couple picks for him, I think it's worth it to get him. But either way, I do see the next year, I don't think we're still gonna be that good. We're maybe a little bit of a record, but I don't think we're going to be that great. And then hopefully they fire our GM and we get someone good in here to change, the atmosphere. Because if you think about other teams like the Cowboys or, I don't know, the Ravens at one point, in the early 2010s, they had a culture like these were hard-hitting teams and they were dangerous teams. And us, it's the Texans, it's all you think about when you see the Texans is mediocre. So hopefully someone comes in and changes it.
How far into the future do you see a Super Bowl win?
Okay, well, you never know. You never know, but I don't really see it happening.
I mean, there have been sports fans who have literally lived and died without ever seeing your team win a championship.
I know, man.
Is this something that you fear?
I dread it because the only thing my childhood dream is just to see the Texans win a Super Bowl. If I get to see the Texans win a Super Bowl, I would die happy, and my purpose in life has been fulfilled. But yeah, I'm so scared because it's possible with this team. I just think we're cursed or something because it's so bad. So I don't know when the Super Bowl is in, when it could happen. But if I had to make a prediction, I would say 10 plus years, 10 to 20 years. I don't know, somewhere around that, and then we might win something. So.
All right, well, we appreciate you talking with us, David. I really do.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. I love talking about football, so whenever I'm here.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us on Sports Talk. We really appreciate it. Everyone who volunteered, everyone who, came through, talked with us. We appreciate it, obviously. So I think that's going to be it for us. What do you think, Thomas?
I think that's all for today.
All right.
You'll hear from us in the next episode. We'll be talking about more sports, probably basketball.
March Madness coming up. Yeah,
should be fun. You be safe out there.
Take care.
Have fun. See you later.
All right. The Sports Talk podcast is hosted by John Suriano and Thomas Dupuy. Written, recorded, and produced by John Suriano and Thomas Dupuy.
The Sports Talk podcast is a production of Third Wave Podcast Network.